Welcome back. Sir Heroscape here today, you guys, again for update number 5. Second one for today. Kind of had a feeling that this would come back to another update. I don't know for sure if they plan on doing major drops of information or updates, once per day. Or what have you, and the conversations have been kind of, going throughout the day, so I've got some information for you. Major drop today on more designs and images, so let's get into it. Here we are. Another concept design image released. Now, this is actually one of 2 designs that they dropped today. So just wanted to make sure you got first row seats into this. Notice this ape Primadon is what we saw on the Heroscape display table from pictures on Facebook. Some sort of mechanized club. You can see here at the top that it attaches to his back. It's probably some sort of mechanized or powered club with some sort of maybe explosion or seismic activity type of ability. So that's the Primadon. Notice at the bottom here it says the quote-unquote Monster Slayers. It's in a unique squad, so we have been confirmed that this is a unique squad. It looks like it also provides a few different angles for the miniatures. Notice this shark miniature. Oh man, this concept art is so cool. This is also one that we saw on display as a promo miniature. Again, he's got some sort of chain, and it looks like it wraps around the bottom of that harpoon. So my guess is he's got some sort of chain grab ability. Or some sort of immobilizing ability, which would be super cool. Gosh, man, this concept art is incredible. Ooh, hey, so look at that dwarf, and that's actually different. That dwarf down there is a different dwarf than the one we saw on display. The one on display had an axe. This one has a sword, and yeah, he doesn't have anything specific around him. It looks like he's just on the bottom of the page there, but. Concept art maybe for other figures. And then we have seen this guy. This guy was also on display. I didn't realize it at first, but I think he's either dragonborn or lizard folk. I'm not sure. Dragonborn or lizard folk. Provide your guesses. I'm going to say dragonborn. As much as I want to say lizard folk, I think all those spikes near the head with that gas mask is I think that's Dragonborn. But he also has this massive hammer, which is so cool. And on the far right, can't really tell what that is on the right. Looks like another... Oh no, is that part of the hammerhead? No. Actually, yeah, it looks like another hammerhead, but with a different weapon. So maybe it was an alternate sculpt, or maybe it's a separate miniature, but on the far right, you can see those little tentacled dots. Those look like they look very similar to the hammerhead shark. Anyway, so this is the first concept art, and we do have some information on these guys. All right, so this is what they released. They said designer's notes, day 2, faction lore. The mercenaries of the Syndicate call no Valkyrie their master, refusing to bend the knee to any of the warring factions on Valhalla. With motivations as varied as the composition of those species that call the Syndicate their own, the Dawn Raiders take the battlefields of Valhalla for whichever side pays their high price for temporary loyalty. Often found in the shadows of the main advance, they fight for more than just the spoils, booty, or carnage, but because they enjoy the challenge of battle. The Dawn Raiders are led by a charismatic council of captains, who collectively function as the Syndicate's governing body in deciding the path of the Dawn Raiders, negotiate terms with the other factions on Valhalla, which contracts to honor, confirm new members in the group, etc. With such a diverse mix of characters and specialties within their ranks, there is always a willing crew available for the required task at hand, coming into each battle hard and making their impact felt. fighting like madmen. Oh man, that is awesome. So yeah, we've got it's confirmed a band of mercenaries. Now we don't know that they're faction or so that they're general lists. My assumption and what people have said is that they probably each follow a different general. But you know, the theory or the lore or the backstory to them is that they don't follow that general, right? That they've left or deserted or you know, betrayed or gone against their general, right? So you might have one of the mercenaries who follows Einar technically on the card, but you know, again, the lore, the backstory is that he doesn't, right? It could be, I mean, or maybe not. It is possible that there is a new quote-unquote general, and that general is, I guess, the leader of the syndicate. Though actually it says here that the governing body is a council of captains. So, not sure about that one. Not sure if they're all going to be separate generals or if this is a new general. But we do know it's its own faction, which is really, really cool. Yeah, super awesome. I'm trying to think, where's there? Yeah, mix of characters. And that actually is something that comes up a little later. I'll talk about in that just a second. We found out some new information about what that means, mix of characters. Basically, this is going to be a unique squad with multiple species. Obviously, because you've got the shark, the lizard folk, or the dragonborn, and then you've got Primadon. So, man, crazy stuff. And image number 2. On the bottom left, you'll notice it says the Monster Slayer's unique squad. That's actually not totally correct. Later on the Discord, they said that this was the quote-unquote widow. And this miniature just looks so cool. Oh, man, just look at her. She's got those freaking sword hook things. Like a colonial or some sort of cloak on the back. Very steampunky, but just very, very, very cool. I mean, this is awesome. Let's see. It looks like she kind of has just a bunch of canisters. Actually, I noticed a lot of them have canisters. Maybe they have like some sort of grenade special power. Dang, that is so cool. I definitely noticed these scarves. I think it was confirmed that the scarves are going to be the color of the faction or of the general that they used to follow. Don't quote me on that, but I believe I remember seeing something about that. But man, very, very cool. Dang. Whew. All right. Well, let's get to the abilities because they posted some of those too. And here we get excited. Designer's notes, faction powers. To highlight the awesome powers and synergy between our unique squads and the Dawn Raider Syndicate heroes, let's take a look how these Monster Slayers and the Widow work together to overwhelm their enemies on the field of battle. The Captain's Way, power of unique squad. At the start of the game, choose one unique captain you control to be their chosen assigned captain. This is referring to the squad, right? While within 4 clear sight spaces of their chosen captain, roll 1 additional defense die against attacks from non-adjacent figures. Before taking a turn with, quote-unquote, the Monster Slayers, you may first take a turn with their chosen captain or a Dawn Raider hero you control. Oh, so that's awesome, right? So this is the squad. Basically, kind of like the green scales, that they get within 4 spaces, so it's a little bit broader. They get a little bit more defense against non-adjacent attacks, and it's captain or Dawn Raider hero. Oh, that's awesome. So they've got some really cool options there. And then Pirate Commander, power of the unique hero. That's right. So the Widow was confirmed to be a pirate, and this was confirmed to be a pirate squad, and we'll get to that in a minute. If there is an order marker on the Widow, all Dawn Raider figures you control gain 1 additional attack die when attacking adjacent figures. So that's amazing. you know, obviously you can throw the X order marker on her, so you know she's getting the buff for them, and they're choosing her as their captain, so they're getting extra defense. So it's kind of a two-way street. You know, this synergy between squad and hero. Oh man, that is so cool. So let's get to some of the conversation around this. So here we are on Heroscapers.com, and Dadscaper, who's one of the members of the designers, you know, team, is posting some information regarding this faction, and let's read about it. So the pirate faction is one that I spent a lot of time with. What you're looking at here is a couple of powers that are, of course, not final, but are pretty far along in the design stage. The Widow is a pirate commander, and the Monster Hunters are a pirate squad. One of the coolest things about pirates, both real and fictional, is the colorful personalities of the captains. So when setting out the basic structure of the faction, I wanted the relationship of captain and crew to take center stage. What you're looking at here is what I came up with, a sort of bonding power that interacts with, among others, captains, who in turn might reflect effects back onto the pirates themselves. It's sort of like a Greenscale's army, if only the dragon/lizard folk synergy was a two-way street. I can't reveal entire designs, but I can talk about the faction a bit. I have a few minutes now, and I'll have more later. Okay, so Fufun, will they have cool pirate hats? Monster Slayers, a 3 or 4 man squad. There are 5 figures that we know of. Also, is there a second squad that will be revealed so far? Additionally, from Capsocrates, he asks a bunch of different questions. Feel free to pause here and take a look at those. I'll go forward when DS answers them. DS, of course, says, of course, they will have pirate hats, cool pirate hats. Currently, there are 3, so there are 3 units, just like we were looking at in that picture. Some people already correctly discerned that we were looking at a multi-species squad here. So he does confirm that it is going to be multi-species, where normally squads were all one species. This is going to be multi-species, so not sure how we're going to go about that. So Capsocrates, if you go back up here and pause the video, you'll notice the questions that he asked. So right there. Okay, so if you want to look at those questions again, the answer to that from DS is, they are pirates, as you now see. The Dawn Raider Syndicate is the name of the faction. The squad is unique. There are other Syndicate squads, though. Ooh. Okay. All right. Yes, they have other powers. Okay, so those aren't the only powers on their card. And the captain is a new thing. Which, yes, there were no other official captains that we know of. Are there boats, ships, and cannons? Quazzle asks. I was asked elsewhere what we'll do in the left box stats for multi-species squad. I'm reluctant to pin down a specific answer, but everything we're considering is simple and, in my opinion, pretty obvious. I doubt you'll end up with a big surprise here. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I can't say beyond the scope. I love the question, though. I think there's some subtle inferences there. What a great question from Kazel. And and Dadscaper's response makes it indicate that there might be coming down the pipeline. So that's interesting. Okay, so it looks like Yoda King is asking about. Looks like the mini is charging forward and has melee attacks, multi-attacks, slicing and dicing. Okay, so he asked that question. Let's see if it gets answers. Oh, new kinds of treasure that pirates interact with. Okay, yeah, that's a great question. Okay, so Capsocrates is just replying back. Haha. So Dadscaper responds to that next question about treasure, because there's treasure glyphs, right? So it makes sense. Pirate treasure. Oh, another good question that I can't answer. So in other words, yeah, very, very well could be. Agree the pirate faction with different captains and squads that boost each. Okay, so yeah, just some comments from others. Let's see, Dadscaper. Let's see, interesting question. Oh, since they have no general, they're the only figures are allowed to maybe work in between different generals, and if other figures can only within their specific general army, I could see that as more of a reason to have figures be one specific color, while these mercenaries could be like a natural gray color or something. Okay, yeah. Interesting question. You are all promised that at least at the beginning, you'll see focus on new members of the Heroscape family, new genres, new factions, and so on. Make of that what you will. Interesting. Okay. So not a direct answer, but that's fine. As far as I know, it has been confirmed that they have no general. Oh, I think he's replying to that other comment. Only that they are, to some extent, at least, self-governing. I'm not saying they have generals. I'm just saying what I'm saying. As far as I know, so it's not been confirmed that they have generals. Okay, so before I thought that they, might have generals, and then they, it just, so one's from INR, but in the lore he's not from INR, and maybe his general is something entirely different. We don't know. So he's not confirming one or the other. So yeah, I guess nothing there. And then I don't think we have any other updates. Yep, that's it for now. So in terms of new content, that's all I have for you. But that's quite a bit, I must say. So get excited, you guys. We are in a new era of Heroscape where it can be dead for 12 years in a matter of, 3 days? 2 days? I mean, a week. And in the last 2 days, we've gotten updates just daily. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, their content's flying out in terms of designs and information faster than I can hardly post. And honestly, it's just going to get faster and more going forward. I mean, they haven't even announced anything really yet. I mean, they've announced it's back and they've given us a few teasers, but I mean, we're far from actually getting the full content, right? The full-fledged release and moving forward. So, I mean, this is just exciting times, you guys. And I hope you enjoyed that little update. If you haven't seen the Discord or Facebook or Heroscapers, there are multiple conversations going on there with lots of updates. So if you want more real time, jump on there. Again, I'll try to do updates as often as I can. Hopefully not more than once a day, because that does get a little bit overwhelming trying to glean all the stuff that's going on the different forums. So anyway, we'll give you updates as best as I can, and yeah, escape on. Thank you guys. See you guys next time.